Welcome to the Hrafn Viking Shipyard. If you want to build your own Viking boat, then this podcast is for you. My name is Andy Bennett. Follow me as I undertake the step-by-step process to build and sail a replica of a 900-year-old Viking Lapstrake sailboat. Specifically, I'm building a replica of a 7.7 meter long Viking workboat that was found in Denmark, and it dates to 1130 AD. The boat dimensions come from the Gislinge boat open source project, and it's published by the Viking Ship Museum in Roskilde, Denmark. I'm going to be using copper rivets for my boat. The planks I'm going to use are white oak, and I'm having them planed down to about a half an inch in thickness. So my rivets need to be at least wide enough to handle 2 planks, and then have enough leftover space on the rivet to handle the roves, and then some robust heads on both sides. So to make the copper rivets, I need to have them long enough to do that, and then have sturdy enough heads on both sides. And this is what the rivet looks like when they're completed. I decided to make them at a 1/4 inch in thickness, which is probably overkill, but they're going to be very robust rivets. So what I'm going to show you today is how I'm making the rivet itself, and then I'll show you how I'm making the roves also out of US pennies that are 1982 or older. The 1982 or older ones are 97% copper and then a little bit of zinc. If they're any younger than that, they're mostly zinc, and then they just have a little thin coating of copper on them. So they're not useful for roves. So I'm scrambling to find the old pennies right now that they've just discontinued making pennies. So I'm about a third of the way there now. I've got about 300 pennies. I think I need about 900. So wish me luck on that. To make the rivets, I went to a local machine shop, Twin City Fab, in Circle Pines, Minnesota, and I asked them, I said, hey, could you make this for me? I drew it up, and it's basically just 2 pieces of steel that bolt together, and I had them drill a couple of holes that are a 1/4 inch in diameter, and that's where the copper stock goes. And then I wanted it to be able to separate so that I can get the rivets back out after I've pounded the head onto them. Because once you pound them, they expand just a little bit in there and they get very tight. So I wanted to be able to pop them back out once I've taken a heavy hammer and pounded on them. And I'll show you how that works too. So I take the copper and I cut it off to the length that I want it to be, with a little extra for the head. And then I take it over to the anvil, and I'm going to stick it into my little jig here so that the head's sticking out, the head area is sticking out. And then I'll tighten it down. Now we're going to go whack on it with a hammer. Okay, I'll take my big hammer and I'll whack on one of these to make a head. I'll do the other one too. This is how the head looks so far. Then I'll take a ball peen hammer What I'm doing is rounding down the edges now. So I've just completed 2 rivets. So let's take them out of the jig now. They will have expanded, so they'll be in there pretty tight. There we go. Now just give it a little tap. And there's my rivets. This instrument is an Eastwood metal hand punch. What I'm going to do with that is punch a hole through US pennies. These are 1982 and older pennies. They're 97% copper. And those are going to become the washers, the Roves, that are going to go on to the end of my rivets. And sandwiched in between there are going to be the planks. And how I punch the holes is you put the penny in between the die and the punch. You get it centered on there, and then basically you just apply pressure. And you have a rove. And there you go. So the equipment costs for making my own copper rivets were about $230. The biggest chunk of that was for an Eastwood hand punch to punch out the centers of the US pennies. Second biggest one was probably for this 50-pound forge anvil. The jig I got donated for free from Twin City Fab, which was very nice of them to do that. And then most of the rest of it was pretty cheap. The nippers were $9 from Harbor Freight. The same with the 3-pound hammer. And then the ball peen hammer was from Home Depot, so that was about $17. So that was my equipment costs. And then as far as materials, the pennies, 900 pennies, that's $9. And then I've spent so far on the copper 1/4-inch rod, I spent $125 on that. We'll see how much I will be spending on that as I'm purchasing. I don't know how many rivets I'm going to ultimately need, so I will be making the rivets just in time as I need them. I'm going to make about 50 now, and then when I start planking, I'll see how they're working out, if I've made them long enough or if I need to make them a little bit longer, and then we'll work from there. I hope you found this video interesting and useful. If you did, please like and subscribe to my podcast. That way you don't miss any future episodes. And as always, if you're in the Minnesota area, please stop in. Helping hands are always welcome at the Hrafn Viking Shipyard. Thank you very much.